Hello, everyone, and welcome to the I Fear I Have Thoughts podcast. I am your host, Lilly Tavarez, and this is my first time doing a podcast, and I'm super excited. So, welcome to my first episode. We will be exploring a huge plane of topics during my podcast, all the way from mental health, girl to girl advice, crazy stories, whether it's true crime stories, alien stories, you name it. We are going to be talking about everything. For my first video today, I asked my followers to send me some questions over TikTok that they would like me to answer to really get to know me, your host, a little bit better and deeper than short form content on TikTok or get ready with me content on TikTok. I am ready to show the real me. So, without further ado, let's get started. I am gonna have way too much fun with this soundboard. Okay, so first question: how have you struggled with anxiety and what have you done to help it? I could have a whole entire podcast simply talking about anxiety. Anxiety is something that I have struggled with my whole life, starting from the first move of my childhood when I was 5 years old or 6 years old. I moved from New Jersey to Alabama, but then I moved from Alabama to New Jersey and then New Jersey to Indiana, and that's where I am now. But anywho, that move put a lot of stress on little old me, and that was the introduction to my anxiety. And since then, I have had a lot of obstacles that I've had to overcome. I used to have panic attacks a lot during middle school and high school. It was middle school and high school, particularly middle school, I think is hard for everyone. It's such a weird time. Your emotions are so high, and everything feels like the end of the world. It truly, truly does. But I went through some obstacles in middle school and high school, being new and all of that. And I struggled with anxiety a lot. Um, Medication definitely has helped me, but honestly, time is the thing that has helped me the most. And that might be the least helpful advice of all time, but time really, really does heal. I am a perfectionist. I'm a control freak. You just have to learn that you can't control everything. It's impossible to control everything. And if we were able to control every single thing in our lives, it wouldn't be special. If we could choose every single intricate detail of our lives, we would never be surprised. We would never be excited. We would never be anxious. And that's kind of the beauty of life, that things are thrown at you, good or bad, and it's all about learning how to deal with it. And coming from someone who is a massive, massive, massive overthinker, truly, you are the only one that can help yourself. You can get a therapist, you can get medication, but you have to choose to get a therapist and choose to get medication, and you have to choose your mindset. Affirmations, like some people might think it's stupid, but affirmations change absolutely everything. Our subconscious brain is wired not to keep us happy, not to make us sad, but to keep us alive. So when you have anxiety over a situation that you are like, why am I having anxiety over this? Or why can't I control this? It's because your body's job and your subconscious mind's job is to keep you safe and alive. And your mind goes into fight or flight to keep you safe and alive. I think it is so important for people that deal with anxiety to remember your brain isn't your enemy. I used to hate my brain. I hated it so much. I thought it was out to get me and it was never going to change, and me and my brain would never get along. But your brain is literally like a little friend in your back pocket that can help you whenever you want, but you have to input what you want to come out. What comes around goes around. applies for everything, literally everything in life. So, what you tell yourself is what you feel and how you see everything around you. So, being able to acknowledge when you're having a very anxious moment, okay, hey, my body is making me feel this way right now because it sees a threat. My body loves me, my brain loves me, and it wants me to be alive and it wants me to be good. I can tell myself, I'm okay, there's no threat, you're okay, and you will calm down. Truly, the words that you speak to yourself matter more than anything. Absolutely anything. So, talking to yourself in moments of very high anxiety and verbalizing what is physically and chemically going on in your body and brain, I think is so important to ground you. The next question I have is, what is your best advice on how to stay confident and not care about what other people think or what other people are doing? I do not care what other people are doing ever, which that's a lie, actually. I don't care. The people who negatively affect me, say like the haters, I don't care what they're doing. Why would I care? I obviously care about important things going on in the world and important issues going on in the world. Of course, I care about stuff like that. I worded that really wrong. I mean, I'm assuming this person's comment is referring to haters, ops, whatever you want to call them. Think about how much energy it takes to be a hater. Think about how much energy it takes to dislike someone or to come after someone. It takes so much emotional, mental, physical strength away from you to hate on other people. So, no matter how these people are making you feel, how do you think they feel at the end of the day? Using all of their energy on negativity and just bashing people or being opinionated constantly. Imagine how imagine how tired we are. Imagine how exhausted they are at the end of their days. Imagine how miserable they are at the end of their days. That is not you. You are not a hater. You don't use your energy on bad things constantly. You may go to bed exhausted from your day, exhausted from your work, but you are not going to bed exhausted from putting your negative energy onto other people. Keep your spirits up. And who cares? Who cares if other people's spirits are down? Keep yours up. And just remember, you probably are better than them, but I was gonna say, don't be like, I'm better than everyone. But, you are. You are. Being kind is better than anything. My boyfriend always says to me that I kill the haters with kindness because there will just be random people that spawn into my life that try to ruin success for me and stuff like that. I don't care. I'm me. I'm success. I have seen success in my life because I'm me. Own it. Own that. Own that. You're not going to be successful from trying to be someone else, and having a really hateful mindset will never get you that far. So just think about that. How far are they getting being that miserable? And that will help you not care because you have the better end of the stick here. The next thing I'm going to answer says, OMG, I've been following and watching you for a while, and it's been so wholesome, thank you, to see you go from high school to university with so many accomplishments. So I want to know what's something you would say to your teenage self. This is so hard. This is really hard for me. I don't know what one thing would be that I could say to my younger teenage self. Gosh, just, it's gonna be okay. It's going to be okay. High school was so hard for me, people wise, discovering myself wise, mental health wise. I just would say, I just would tell myself who I am right now. I would show myself where I am right now, what I'm doing, how sure I am in myself and the things that I want to do and the way that I express myself. I would just be like, girl, you have no idea. And even now, I have no idea. Like my life is I just be positive, guys. I have faith that my life is just going to get better and better and better and better. And when you have faith in yourself and your life that it will keep getting better and better, it will keep getting better and better. And even if things don't really change, you will just feel better because you are telling yourself these things. You are speaking things into existence. You can say you don't believe in manifestation all you want. I'm sure my audience does believe in manifestation, but it's real. Research how your subconscious brain works. It is real. Inputs and outputs, guys. Put good into yourself, into your brain, and good will come out. That's what I would tell myself. How did you get into doing social media? Any tips for newbies? Okay, so I've always wanted to do social media since like the 2015, 2016 beauty guru era, if you know what I mean, like Nikki Tutorials, Jeffree Star, James Charles. And I used to post on YouTube. It's not up anymore, but I used to post like makeup tutorials when I was literally like 9 and 10 years old. And then I got really into special effects makeup around 11 and 12, and I would just do like gory, cool makeup because I've always been really into like horror movies and stuff. And that's actually what I wanted to do when I was younger. I wanted to be a special effects makeup artist or a professional makeup artist. And then life hit. I went into 6th grade. I got bullied in I hate that word, but I got bullied in 6th grade. To, I moved back to the same school I went to pre-K and kindergarten to before I moved to Alabama, and then I moved back to New Jersey and went to that same school for a year, and I was absolutely tormented that year. The girls were so awful to me, and the boys like over sexualized everything and really ruined my perspective about myself in a lot of ways. And that year kind of like took my innocence away in a sense. That was a very hard year for me and my self-esteem and my soul. So I didn't have a creative outlet anymore. I didn't want to post things and I didn't want people to see me and make fun of me more than they already were. Once COVID came around, I wound up making some videos on TikTok because TikTok was starting to become a big thing. And I had this viral series where I was trying like different aesthetics. This is so cringy now that I'm thinking about it after the fact, but I was doing like hippie. Oh my God, people came for me. They were like, hippie is a lifestyle, not a like fashion statement. And I was like, guys, oh my God, like I'm like 14. Like e-girls. Thank God those are deleted off the face of the earth. Holy moly. But anywho, so I was trying different aesthetics like girly, baddie, e-girl, hippie, and it went viral. And I was like, oh, period. And then that was my like freshman year of high school. And then my junior year of high school, I created a whole nother TikTok. This is my tip for people who are starting off with content creation. I know you already have your personal account right now. Create that second account. Create the second account with no one you know following it. And it will help a lot. It helps with the algorithm because your account is starting completely fresh. You can post exactly what you want for the algorithm to push that kind of content for you. And I think it's just safer and kind of just like better luck to start with a clean slate. So I would recommend starting a completely new account if you want to start content creation. And don't get in it if you're wanting to get in it for the money. I swear every girl these days wants to create content to receive PR. And I hate to tell you this, but when you go into things vainly and when you go into things with greed, that's what's going to come out of it. People don't want to watch an influencer who only cares about materialistic items and who you can literally tell they don't care about the audience, they don't care about the community, they don't care about the creativity and the media behind it. If you're going to be creating content, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons because, like, I don't know, if you're in it for the wrong reasons, I bet it will just be so hard to find success. And I just think be yourself, be authentic. My TikTok started really blowing up when I started creating videos where I was actually talking because I started off doing get ready with me's with like music over it and like being cutesy, whatever. And then once I started actually getting millions of views, it was when I was showing my authentic personality. That is what people want to see. There is a gap in any kind of content, really. Like, there's so many niches, there's always a gap that you can fill, but a gap that no one else can fill in content is your gap. You are you, and no one else can be that. So just keep that in mind. Be consistent. Obviously, everyone knows that. And don't give up. Make sure you're having fun. You see success when you are having fun and when you are happy. The next one says, any advice you have for incoming freshmen in college? Making friends, feeling alone, dealing with mental health, etc. I would say I love college. I really, really, really love college. It has been so awesome for me to be in my own environment. I have found myself in lots of ways, and I think a lot of other people have as well. That is the point. Like, the point is to be finding yourself, finding ourselves. And there's no wrong way to find yourself. Like, you can't wrongly discover what you love or your passion. There's no wrong way to go about it. Just be you. Making friends in college can be kind of hard. Like, I'm not in a sorority or anything. That would end awfully for me. Like, I've had some kind of bad experiences, like sorority girls. I don't know. Like, why do they think I'm an op? Like, I love everyone. Like, I'm down to be friends with everyone, but they're kind of weird to me, but I won't stereotype everyone that way. It's just that's just been my experience at my school. And it's also so different because I'm a content creator. So they probably are like, oh my God, like this girl, like I've heard enough of her. She's probably narcissistic, but I'm not. And I know that I'm not. So if you come across a crowd of people who doesn't agree with you and you don't agree with them, that's that. Leave it at that. Who cares? You don't need to be friends with everyone, and you don't need a lot of friends. Like, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a small group of friends, and I love it that way. It's intimate, and they all know so much about me. They are my real friends. And it's just nice. I think just try to be social. Like, it's hard if you have social anxiety or like you're in a new situation. It's hard. But kind of almost pretend to be a different version of yourself, a more like fun, outgoing version of yourself, and it will bring that out of you. And I just feel like friends happen naturally in college. Same things with like relationships. Like, you can't force a relationship. But you will see, once you get to college, you will see people become friends very quickly because everyone is new here. Everyone is new to the dorm, new to the school, whatever. So everyone needs a friend. So you will see when you come here, everybody needs a friend and you will find your friends. As for mental health, just take care of yourself as best as you possibly can. Make sure you're working out, make sure you're eating. Make sure you're spending time with those friends. Make sure you're doing your schoolwork. Just take care of yourself. We are in this stage where we are coming up into the world and we're becoming like real adults. And just place yourself in that situation as if you're already there, and you will just see yourself growing from there. The next one is, how do you take care of yourself balancing so many things at once? Honestly, I I don't. I couldn't answer. I don't know how to answer this question. I am the type of person where taking care of myself is being busy. Taking care of myself is working myself to the edge. And then sometimes I'm like, wow, I am not taking care of myself right now. So this is actually something that I do struggle with because I love to do 20 million things at once. That's just the type of person I am. I have ADHD, I'm like OCD, I have anxiety. It's just the type of person that I am. But at the end of the day, here's what I will say actually. At the end of the day, make sure you are doing everything that you're doing for you. Reevaluate your day, reevaluate your hobbies, reevaluate your job, reevaluate your decisions at the end of the day when you're alone and think, did I do all of this for me? Do I actually need to be doing all of this? Is this really good for my soul and my heart and my brain? And if it's not, stop. Don't do it. Stop doing it. Just do what you want to do. Do it your way and do what you want to do. That's my best advice because I do have trouble taking care of myself. I have trouble making myself real meals. I have trouble eating like more than one meal a day. I I work out, I do my homework and blah, 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 but I need to take better care of myself physically. And if you're listening to this and you relate, then this is your sign to start taking better care of yourself physically so that you can be the best version of yourself mentally. This one says, do you sometimes struggle with feelings of depression? I remember you talking about it a little, but how did/do you deal with your depression and anxiety? I do deal with depression, but I'm on antidepressants, but I used to struggle with very, very bad depression. Since we're getting deep here, I actually used to be suicidal when I was younger, and I had a phase where I self harmed when I was young, very young, my early teens. And I just thought my life was over all the time. And it's just not. There's just so much to life. Like, it's just so crazy. I wish I could explain it in a better way, but there's just so much to life. Like, whatever you don't like in your life, change it. Change it and make it better. I promise. It will make a difference. Dealing with depression is so hard because you have no freaking clue how to get yourself out of the headspace, how to not feel like that. It feels hopeless and it feels like whatever you do, you are just digging yourself deeper and deeper down. But as I was saying with the anxiety as well, you are the only one that can help you. And you will get to a point one day where you will be like, I can't take this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. And the only option is to keep going. Keep going. You are never going to see the other side. The grass is greener on the other side if you don't get to the other side. Seek help. If you need help, seek help. Whether that's, again, a doctor or a friend or whatever, do not go through this alone. Don't let yourself go through this alone. Sometimes you need outside perspectives even if you don't want them. Involve your family. Your family might even be the reason that you're depressed. I can understand. I've been there. But consult your family about it too. Just don't ever leave yourself in the dark. Try to fill your life with as much light around you as you possibly can when you feel just pitch black on the inside. That would be my best advice. Oh, this question is about when I was on Accutane. It says advice on still feeling confident even when your skin was not at its best. I know you've openly talked about your Accutane journey, and as a girl with lots of hormonal stress and acne, I would love to know how to still feel good about myself despite it. This is hard. This is hard because I definitely did feel more insecure when I had like cystic acne, obviously. I would say again, tell yourself you're beautiful. Say your affirmations. Like that's my solution for everything low key. Like affirm yourself over and over and over. You know that you're beautiful. You've seen yourself before the acne, and you'll see yourself after the acne. Both versions, beautiful. In the middle, beautiful. Acne doesn't take away from your beauty. Something that really helped me when I was on Accutane and dealing with this cystic acne was I saw a TikTok and it was like, if you're super like subconscious about your acne, think about like, do you even notice acne on other people? And if you do, have you ever been like, oh God, like that girl is so much less pretty because she has acne? No, like, no, nobody does that. Like, so don't do it to yourself. Like, your features are still on your face. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. And maybe your acne brings out your eyes. Like it's such a normal thing and it happens to so many people and it's kind of inevitable in a lot of circumstances. Just you're beautiful. Like, would you say that to someone else? Like, oh God, girl, you really glued down because you're breaking out. Like, no, no. So don't say that to yourself. And acne is not permanent, it is temporary. You will get past this. And if you can't feel confident with a face full of acne, you're not going to feel confident when your skin is clear either because confidence is seriously from within. So do things that you enjoy doing while you have the acne. Work out, create art, hang out with your friends, cook if you're into cooking, do crafts, knit, I don't know. I think creative outlets are such a good way to make yourself feel confident because you just feel more comfortable in yourself because you're having just solid alone time with yourself and creating something you enjoy. Make yourself more confident on the inside and it will appeal on the outside as well. That would be my best advice on that. The next question is, how are you feeling in the second semester of your second year of college? This is kind of simple question, but I feel good. I feel more pressure than I did as a freshman in college, of course, like obviously, but I feel good. I feel more mature than ever, more experienced than ever. Um, I'm just excited. I'm excited to be done with college and start doing my own thing and start working. I'm just excited for my future. The next one, can you talk about your ADHD, how it was affecting your life, and medication if you took it, and how it helped, what changed, and if you did take medication for your ADHD and anxiety, can you talk about how your eating behavior has changed? Okay, so I take Wellbutrin, which is prescribed for depression, but it is also supposed to help with anxiety as well. And I also take Adderall for my ADHD. And the Adderall has, I actually have an appointment next week about this because I really just feel like it's doing nothing for me anymore. And I feel like my anxiety meds as well are really not doing much for me anymore, but I've been on them for a while. So sometimes your body just gets used to it and you need to switch up your meds. But anywho, so I'm going to get that figured out next week. But anywho, when I first started taking Adderall, it definitely helped me with my focus, which was a big thing. It definitely helped me feel more like locked into what I was doing, and it helped me with my overstimulation as well because I would like randomly get really overstimulated from like some weird noises or some like visuals, like the time when I knew I absolutely needed to get on ADHD medication is I was in class. It was my science class last year, and the projector was projecting onto the whiteboard like they do, but it was shaking. Like it was shaking for some reason. I don't know why it didn't do this on the other classes, but the projector itself was shaking, which was making the projection on the board shake. And it was making like the slightest noise, and the mixture of the sight I was seeing, the shaking, and the sound genuinely sent me over the edge in such a way, like I almost started crying. And I knew, like, I can't share this with anyone. Like, that sounds insane. It sounds insane. But it was overstimulation at its finest. And I could not pay attention to that. Like, I was locked in on that. And it was like I was feeling it. Like, the shaking was like I was physically feeling it. So, I mean, if you feel like you need to be medicated to live your daily life, if it's getting in the way of your daily life, I would recommend it. As for the eating parts, I have definitely lost the most weight since I've taken Adderall. It definitely does suppress your appetite. That's like a known fact. Usually when you take your Adderall, it will take you like a while before you're hungry. But just make sure you're eating even if you don't feel hungry. It can be hard. Like when I first started taking it, it literally felt like I had to like shove food down my throat, and it just like didn't want to go down. But I think if you start from the beginning, like just don't if you start taking Adderall and you're worried about your eating patterns changing and your weight and all of that, do not change your routine. Don't change your routine. Even if you don't feel hungry for your breakfast, eat your breakfast anyway. Do it anyway. That's something that I've actually struggled with, like I was saying earlier, taking care of my physical body in the sense of eating, and it has brought my energy levels down so much, and it's just not worth it. It's really not worth it. You can't experience life in the most colorful, fullest way if you don't feel colorful and full on the inside. And I'm saying that to myself too. The next one says, how do you stay consistent while under stress? I have the same answer to this as I do with the how do you manage things, like so many things going on at once and keeping yourself sane. It's kind of like I can't really not be consistent. It's just not the person that I am. I will never give up. I will never fail. And I don't think that's a bad trait to have. Obviously, if I'm like feeling really depressed, I like take breaks and stuff like that. But I think just if it's in your character to maybe make videos every day, or go to work every day, or to go on a walk every day, or to take a bath every day, or like whatever you mean, whatever your definition of staying consistent is, it is more important to stick to that when under stress than to not. Because if you get out of your routine and your pattern and you start falling back on things, that will become the new norm. And that's not going to make you feel super good about yourself. And like, if you're already super stressed, if you fall through with your consistency and your patterns and your routines, that is just going to make you spiral, because you will feel less in control, you'll feel less like yourself, and you'll have less of a sense of accomplishment. So I think being consistent while under stress is more important than being consistent when you're not under stress, because that is just when things can go crazy off the walls, and you just want to keep yourself as grounded and normal as you possibly can, as much as you possibly can. The next one says, what keeps you going when you feel stuck in life, and do you ever question your life/career choices? If so, how do you ground yourself in those moments? I reach random stuck points all the time. That kind of happens to me all the time. I feel like I reach like a T in the road and I don't know which way to go. there is no wrong way. There's no wrong way to go. It's your life. There's no wrong path. Like, you can't have a wrong way of you living your own life. Like, that's not how that works. So just listen to your gut. Like, when I changed my major, for example, I knew if I didn't trust my gut feeling, my whole future depends on it. If I didn't change my major, I wouldn't be doing any of this right now. Like, I just trust your gut. Your body knows. Your body seriously knows. Weigh the pros and cons about situations. There's always pros and there's always cons about situations. The way that I ground myself in any hard moment is just talking to myself as if I was talking to someone else. Hey, what has us really stuck right now? What's making us feel like this right now? Gosh, I feel so conflicted. What can I do to help? What can you do to help yourself? Genuinely, listen to yourself, and in my opinion, the best way to like ground yourself is to weigh out your options out loud. Have a conversation with yourself. Genuine whisper to yourself. Like, I'm not joking. Talking to yourself helps so much. Saying it out loud, putting it out there into the universe, hearing it out loud as if you're hearing it from someone else helps so much. Putting thoughts to words is a great way to get the thoughts out of your head. If you're stuck with these thoughts in your head, put them to words. Pen to paper, keyboard, out loud, whatever. Get your thoughts out in whatever way is best for you. Get your thoughts out. That way, your judgment is way less clouded because there's just less going on. Next question, how did you get into journalism as your major and career? And essentially, what did you do to get there and why do you enjoy it? So I went to school initially to be a teacher, and I switched my major like 4 days into school because I had this just awful gut feeling like, oh my God, like I kind of hate kids. I kind of do. Like, what am I doing? I had coached and student taught during high school, and I was like, yes, I'm so passionate. This is what I want to do. And then the summer before college, I had a job. I worked at Ulta after working at this coaching job with children for years in high school. And being away from those kids was the nicest thing ever. But I still had this like passion and kind of fire in my heart. I was still like, I want to be a voice for the kids. Being a voice is really important to me. I'll always be my own voice. I can never get myself to shut up, really. But being a voice for the voiceless is the reason that I pursued journalism. I have always been interested in social justice. I am interested in government. I am interested in speaking for the people whose voices are not heard, for the marginalized, for the oppressed. That is so important to me. That is so important to me, and it just felt like the path that I needed to go on. I was comfortable speaking in front of a camera from my TikTok audience and gaining hundreds of thousands of people watching me. I was just really comfortable with the whole media scene. I love a microphone, I love a camera, and I love being there for people, and I love hearing other people's stories so much. And being able to relay those stories is so special. Journalism is so special. I just love it. And that's how I know that it's the right thing for me, because it feels like you can see me right now. I just love it. It's a feeling within me. I like low-key am getting goosebumps. When something is right for you, you feel it. Whether it's a boy, a job, you feel it if it's right for you. And once you feel that feeling, like one time, you will be able to recognize it from that point on, and it will be so helpful. It's like a compass for your life. The next one says, oh, how do you deal with conflict/arguments with your boyfriend? This is tea. I don't really know how to answer this because I just feel like it's different for every single person and every single relationship. I think if resolving conflict and arguments in your relationship is a very hard thing to do and lasts more than like a couple hours or something, then maybe you're not with the right person. I feel like when you're with the right person, you know how to speak to each other. And like for example, when me and my boyfriend first met, we immediately knew how to be together. It was just so natural. We knew the way that we both communicated was just really reciprocal between the two of us. But as you spend more time with your partner, you realize how they like to be spoken to, what they like to hear, how they like to hear it, and how to get through to them. You learn what wording they respond to and what wording they maybe feel defensive to. So I think you just really have to know your partner to resolve conflicts and arguments. If you are trying to be right in the argument, like if being right and proving a point is like the main goal of your argument, that's not a relationship. Like that is your partner. You guys are a team. And yeah, I just think just remember that you're a team. And if your partner doesn't like act like you guys are a team, and if your partner is the one that's coming for you and always wanting to be right and prove you wrong and only cares if they're right in the argument, that's probably not the person for you because they are only thinking about themselves. Something I have learned in my relationship is how to not think about myself, how to think about someone else and think about someone else on a note as deep as I think about myself. I just think listen to what they're saying, never escalate the argument, don't yell, don't curse, don't never name call. I feel like once you start name calling in a relationship, I don't think you can really get back from that. Be as mature as you possibly can, and hopefully your partner is also being as mature as they possibly can, and just be empathetic. Like, empathy is the most important thing in a relationship. You need to have compassion for your partner every single day. If you don't have compassion for your partner, like, what's even the point, you know? So, I would just say be compassionate, even if whatever they're saying is bothering you and not coming through to you the right way. They are feeling that way for a reason. And maybe you're the one that is mature and you are the one who already does have this mindset. Try to explain this mindset then to your partner if they are the one having trouble with the compassion and the empathy. Try talking to them about it. Try changing their mindset. And like I said, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you really like someone or maybe even love them, but that's not your person. It's not your person. Your person is your companion through life. Like, if you don't feel like this person is your number one fan, your biggest fan through everything every single day, that's not your person. And I'm so lucky. Like, I love my boyfriend, which sounds so like, shut up, but I really do. He is the best. He is my best friend, and I love him so much. And we're both Pisces, so that might have something to do with it because we're both really emotional people. But yeah, just know your partner and you'll know how to handle them and deal with them. The next one says, what gives you the biggest motivation to keep going with this career? And this is the last one I'm going to answer because I've been talking for a real long time. The biggest motivation to keep me going with my career is so many things. Like, I'm a student right now. I'm a college student, but I guess you could say my job is TikTok and social media because that's where I make my money from. That's where I keep the lights on with. So I just love it. I just enjoy it. I think it's super fun. I love to express myself. I love the community. And that's the same thing for journalism as well. That's what keeps me just loving journalism is the community. Going out there and getting stories from the community, learning about the community, learning about new types of people, new situations. Just being insightful is everything, honestly. like a person who's not insightful and a person who can't see things for deeper than how they look on the outside is not a person who is living. It's just not. If you see everything in a surface level way, or if you see everything in a it's just for me way, you're just not living. Like, the beauty of things is community, honestly. Like, in journalism, community is everything. Building the community, being a voice for the community, it is everything. Same thing goes for content creation on social media. Like, my followers and my community, that's everything. I would be nothing without them. I would be absolutely nothing without them. But how lucky am I that I can, like, sit here right now making my first podcast episode. I'm already so comfortable. Like, I'm so comfortable doing this. But anywho, how lucky am I that I can sit here and do this right now because of you guys? I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. Ugh. But how lucky am I that I get DMs from people saying that I help them struggle with their acne? I help them with their struggles. Help them not struggle with acne, with anxiety, with depression, with self-esteem. Like, how freaking lucky am I that my struggles, putting my struggles out there, having an outlet where I can talk and get my shit out, is able to help other people to the point where I have had DMs of people telling me that they have felt suicidal and I have helped them gain more perspective on life. That is everything. That is my motivation for everything. Community is everything. And I will always be a helping hand for you guys as much as I can. I will always be a helping hand in journalism as much as I can. And that's what I love to do. And that's my motivation. And I love a sense of accomplishment as well. In this particular career, there's lots of creative aspects to it. Like, there's so much that goes into it, like the mics, the cameras, the lighting, editing, your font, branding, what you put on your videos, how you edit your videos, putting together a news package if we're talking about journalism. There's just such a sense of accomplishment because creation. I'm a creative. I love creating things. And creating things is motivating. Like, the feeling that you get afterwards and the excitement that you get building up to it, it's so rewarding. It's really self-rewarding. And that is like, those are the motivations that always keep me going. But my gosh, guys, I can't believe we're at the end of my first podcast episode. I enjoyed this so much. This is really fun. I can't wait to keep doing this and talk about some other stuff, like random topics and everything. But yeah, that was my Q&A. That was my lore drop. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to the I Fear I Have Thoughts podcast from a girly who is an overthinker and also an overachiever. And that's okay. That is okay, because being an overthinker, it's hard. It causes anxiety, but it makes you see the beauty in absolutely everything because you think of everything in such a deep way. So this is for my people who also feel the same way. I hope that you guys all have the best day ever because you deserve it. And I will talk to you guys next week for my second episode. Bye, guys.